Zach and Trevor.
Yep.
Honest to God, I don't know which one is which. This is absurd. One, Zach Ziemek, has a world championship bronze medal. The other guy has bobbleheads. But this is shocking. This is actually frightening, quite frankly. Zach, how tall are you?
6'4".
Okay, so Trev, you got him by about 4 inches.
6'8", little bit. Don't ask him how much he weighs. I don't want to play that game.
You've never met, right?
No.
So, and clearly your parents gave one of you up for adoption. You've been split at birth. Never knew about it for today. But I'm so happy we could bring you guys together.
Yes, thank you. Thank you guys for having me. And I specifically cut my hair about an hour ago, so me and Trevor would be able
appreciate that.
Trevor, are you alarmed at all by all of this? Because I said, hey, we're going to have Kenny on, and we're going to have Zach. They've got medals from the World Champions. Like, cool, I'm all in. I'll do this. But he's been studying up, but I don't know that he was prepared for this.
Yeah, you said something yesterday via text that we looked a little like, and I started to do a research, and I'm like, nope, I think he's a $185 on a bad day, right? Like, how much do you run at, Zach?
Right now, about 200.
Okay, good. I got you by a solid 85 pounds, and I've never. I don't remember last time it was 200 pounds. Yeah, this is
all right.
Cool. All right, Jay.
Now we're through that. Let's get to the good stuff, dude. Dude, we've made Olympic teams before. We've made world championship teams before. Like, you've worn the colors. What's it like to wear the medal?
Yeah, amazing. It still hasn't really sunk in yet because, like you were saying, I've been making teams since 2015 while I was at Wisconsin. And to finally bring a medal home at home is very special.
So I got a text message the other night, this first time medal thing. It's awesome to bring home, and you're letting guys like J.A. just throw it on over their neck and take pic. Do you not protect this thing like the Super Bowl trophy at some point?
I was sharing it. I want everybody who is around me, if they wanted to see it and wear it. And John and I ran into each other at the hotel, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You mentioned about, and now this is about Wisconsin, but you said, to win it at home, like Eugene to Sun Prairie is a bit of a drive, but still, what was it like to compete like that for a guy who's gone all around the world, to compete at home, literally in the U.S. for a global championship?
And the reason why a lot of people, I say home because obviously U.S., but I've actually competed in Eugene more than I have in Madison. So, I'm just more familiar there. I obviously practice every day in Madison, but it was cool. There's a lot of advantages of being at home. I sleep in my bed all the way up till Tuesday night, and I headed out Wednesday. So, diet's a lot of the same stuff. Everyone I'm around, my family, coaches, friends. So. It was very easy transition to hop on a plane and get them ready for the meet.
As I start to talk Double Z, you're going to figure out pretty fast that I am not the largest educated track and field guy in the room by any means. Now, hear me out on this. We just talked to Kenny. Does one event really, really well. Who led you astray to make you do 10? What am I missing? There's all these events that you could medal in individually, and you're like, nope, screw it. I'll do all 10 at the same time in like 2 days.
Well, thank you for that, but I don't think I can medal in any individual. So I'm just kind of average at all of them. I'm like, if I throw to get 10 together, I'm like, maybe I'll medal, and I did. So I started in high school, though. I had some high school coaches who were saying, you kind of have a talent for being able to do a lot of things decent. So I'm like, I'll try this out.
Impressive.
Thank you.
And now once you're in, like, you can't get out, right? Like it's I don't want to say it's a cult, but that's a tight little group. Like once you're in there, it's hard to get removed.
Yeah, I love it. It's the way that I train too is so different every day. It's several events. I can't imagine training for one. I honestly, I would just get bored. I think it's a lot of dedication to just do one. So having 10 and having a challenge of all that to try and improve is awesome.
How'd you become a Badger?
I visited a couple schools. Coach Nuttycombe was recruiting me in 2000, and when I came in 2011, as soon as I came on campus, I loved it. I tell a lot of recruits that when I came here, it was just a gut feeling. It was just something special about Madison. and my hometown's only about 2 hours away in Illinois, and I'm like, I got to be a Badger. I love it here, and I'm not leaving.
Says every person from Illinois. I got to be a Badger. Got to be. Love it here. And you stayed, right? Sun Prairie is home. Yeah. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, and my wife and I got married in 2019, but we moved into Sun Prairie in 2018. It's a little bit off campus, which is nice. I drive in about 25, 30 minutes every day for practice. So I get away from the college town a little bit, but I'm in Sun Prairie, close enough for training that I could be able to do everything that I need to do.
Straight down East Wash.
That's right.
It's great. I didn't know I was with a GPS.
Yep.
So after you get done and you've done 10 events over 2 days, and now there's some euphoria, obviously, because we're happy, and we see you at the gazebo at the old Candlewood Suites there, whatever it is in Eugene, and you're down in beer and pizza. But when you get done and that kind of adrenaline wears up, like what hurts?
Oh, everything. Yeah. My legs hurt, my back, the main thing was my head. Like, it's just being out there when it's so hot, you're trying to hydrate and you have the worst headache like the next day. It's so tough to sleep. Like, I went to bed after we were out at the gazebo and everything, and I'm so tired, but I couldn't fall asleep. So I fell asleep for about 3 hours, and then I'm up, and then then there's travel. So you travel for about 20 hours, and you come home and oh my gosh, everything hurts. So hopefully in a couple of days that wears off, but it doesn't need to yet.
When do you decide to wear the Breathe Right strips, and when don't you? Does the nose just feel good some days?
I always wear for the 15, so I've never been a great 1500 guy. I've had really bad allergies when I was coming into college and everything. So I've had septum surgery that was in both nostrils, and it just helps out a little bit. Yeah, everything you can do to breathe a little bit better.
I got to get my hands on one of those.
You have to.
So you talked about being sort of kind of good at all of this, but not great at any of them. But I feel like then you can bring an appreciation to watching this since you have a hand in all of these. So when you watch this and you watch Mondo vault more than 20 feet, or you watch a guy 330, or you watch Kovacs throw 75 feet, Anderson Peterson threw the javelin out the back of the freaking, like, when you watch those, what is your appreciation for watching the highest end of that?
Yeah, I study so many of those guys and girls as well. You see that they're at such a high level. Like I was saying before, I can't believe that at times they train for one event. It's tough. It's one thing that you're doing. And obviously, there's so many little details that go into it. But I use them to study, and it's just amazing to see like some of the distances and times that they can do. It's incredible stuff.
I texted Mondo afterwards. I said, dude, because he vaulted 621, which is the new world record. I said, dude, one of these days you're going to come down with snow on you because you vault so damn high.
I saw that vault on the way home on YouTube, and he was smoking that thing. I'm like, man, he's unbelievable.
And that's one of your better ones, right? You're like, what? You're a 555-ish guy?
Yeah. So he's got me by 2 feet. It's crazy.
All right, I'm lost. I got to bring it back to something I know. Tell us a story about going to a Badger football game. I love talking to professional athletes who are just dialed in on their sport, right? Decathlon this, and we talked to Jonathan Taylor, and he's like, oh, man, the Indy and this and the running back, and I'm like, that's cool. Tell us a story about how you got lost at a Badger game. That's what we want to know.
So the last Badger game I was last year, and my wife is a huge fan of going to Badger games. So when I got to go on the field, my family was there and stuff, and they're loving everything. I love going to games, but sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I could just sit back and like switch the channels and stuff. So I love it to go and support everything. But my family's huge into it, so I love to go with them too.
Imagine that a guy that does 10 things has attention deficit.
Yeah, exactly. That's the main reason why I do the decathlon. ADHD and I can't feel.
We got that in common too, buddy.
Would you, because you were there when the team was good. We're suffering a bit now here and there, but like, would you rather go to a Badger football game or a Badger hockey game or a Badger basketball game? What do you got?
I love the football games. Just the amount of people that are out on Regent Street and walking around. I lived down there on Bowen Court by the McDonald's when I was in college. So it's just the amount of fans and people that go, the tailgating that's involved. It's really cool.
So I told Trevor, I stumble out of the van we'd had a wrap party, and I stumble out of a van, and I'm with a couple of British guys and a Scottish woman and just this international crew. And I think Dan O'Brien may have left previously. Who also
he was right before you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he come say hi? By the way, Dan.
Yes,
by the way, used to hold the world record and is a gold medalist in the decathlon. Trevor. So he did. What did Dan have to say to you?
So he came up to me. He's like, "Oh my!" He couldn't believe that I was just sitting out there. He's like, this was really special for him to say that. I don't come to tears often, but he was just saying how happy he was for me, and we were just talking a little bit decathlon, but more of like just life stuff and what it takes to do what that I did, and obviously what he was doing and the path that he set for so many of us now. I'll send you the picture. Yeah, we took a picture in the gazebo, so it was very cool.
So the gazebo's happening, right? This is the happening spot right now in Eugene because it's after hours. But I come out with all these British, these folks from the UK, Trev.
Yeah.
And I ask exactly where are you from in Illinois, and basically he's a Chicago suburb. By the way, he's the first person ever from a Chicago suburb that just said the suburb instead of I'm from Chicago. But we taught the British people something new when I said, "Oh, you guys are all fibs," and at least they didn't throw anything. Like they all embraced it's exactly who they are. Now the British people know what that means. How is it you've decided though that you were going to step away from that and stay in Madison and not go back and be on the wrong side of the border, Trev?
Yeah.
Well, so I'll tell you a story with the fib story. Obviously, everyone knows what that is. And when I'm going to Wisconsin, people are like, "You're going to Wisconsin, man? What's going on?" But I grew up coming up here all the time. I would go to the Dells with my family, go sturgeon fishing. We fish all the time. My grandma had a little place in Lake Geneva, so I always loved Wisconsin. I love this place. It was easy for me to be like, I'm going to stay in Wisconsin. But one of the Wisconsin people came up to me when I was at Drake Relays, like, "Oh, so you're a fish?" Like, fish. Like, yeah. I'm like, all right, I'm done with this, man. And that when I graduated, it was like as soon as I graduated, I got Wisconsin driver's license. I'm like, I'm not going to be called a fib and a fish anymore. So I'm one of you guys.
Yes, welcome. This is, what I think is funny is that Illinois doesn't like to associate with Wisconsin unless it's Friday, and then we're all, "Where are you heading this weekend?" "Oh, I'm going up to Wisconsin." Well, that's why you have the nickname you do, because you drive like up here.
Come on.
Terrible.
But his driver's license is good now. He's okay.
Better now. Yeah. All right, we're going to give our producer a run for the bleep money there. We'll be back in a second. Really fun lightning round with both Double Z and Kenny in just a bit. We're inside Wisconsin.